What's up, everybody? It's Tosin. I am back with another video, and today I will be going over the demo for Compass, the web app. It's not the full demo, but I just want to show you guys where I'm at so far in the process of building this. This is a personal finance tool that allows you to see your life price in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the best money that's ever been created, and when you start to see things through a Bitcoin lens in terms of what your spending patterns are, in terms of how much money you're actually allocating towards like savings and retirement, or you know financial goals that you may have, whether it be a trip or just anything in general where you see your money over time being inflated via fiat and you want to have something that actually truly backs it. This is the app for you, right? I'm just going to get straight to the demo and kind of show you guys like what this actually does, right? So when you create an account, you'll be able to see your net worth, right? Priced in not only USD, but in Bitcoin as well, right? So here I can see, and this is all fake data, by the way, if anybody's curious. I can see that I have a net worth of $128,000, but in Bitcoin terms, this is actually 2.145 Bitcoin, right? And then I can also see the distribution of what my assets, liabilities are priced in Bitcoin versus everything else. So in this case, you can see that, everything else takes up most of it. But I'm also again just going through test data. I can see daily what the Bitcoin price is and see what that compares against. And the thing that's important to really understand is that although, you'll see the price of Bitcoin move in USD, one Bitcoin is always going to be equal to one Bitcoin. And I think that's something that a lot of people will kind of sometimes like neglect and make hash decisions when it comes to purchasing or allocating it. You can see here your monthly spending, and it also shows you again a distribution of where that spending is going towards. And the thing that I wanted to make simple that a lot of apps like sometimes will like overcomplicate is there are four categories for spending, right? In this app at least. Really three if you not include this app, but in my app, right, it's going to be one Bitcoin. Whether you're spending money on Bitcoin, that's it. Necessary. This is going to be things like food, rent, education, tuition, whatever the case may be, things that you have to actually, purchase to live. Discretionary, which is going to be kind of like, entertainment, whether you're like going out with friends to like a movie, you're eating out, you have a subscription for like Apple Music or whatever the case may be, you can see that there. And then wasteful. These are things where you're like leaking into your finances, being that of like, I don't know if you're spending on money on vapes and you really don't want to vape. You're spending money on alcohol. You're spending money on, I don't know, junk food. Just anything that you feel like is something that's wasteful to um, your finances. This is something that's going to allow you to visually see what the distribution of this is, right? So this month this is again fake data. I spent over $100,000 primarily on Bitcoin, and I can see the other very small distribution was necessary. I can also see the accumulation of how much Bitcoin that I've been getting over time as well too. So here we can kind of see this chart that shows us month on month what my stacking patterns were. We're currently in June. Today is June 28th, and I can see here what the accumulation is over the past 6 months. I'm gonna only going to go over like two things today. That being just the overview and spending, but I can also like be able to see like where my goals are in terms of like whether again it be stacking Bitcoin, saving for a trip, saving for retirement, saving for just I don't know anything that you may feel like is a goal that you want to achieve. This is something where you can kind of see visually again that progress. I also get to see this workbook that also shows me the distribution of assets that I have, well, that being my account, that being property, that being investments, that being, including liabilities as well too, right? So here we can see the distribution again. And the most important thing that I want you guys to like really focus on is seeing it priced in Bitcoin. This is something that we're going to be really keying in on as we start to like really phase out this app, because like you may think that you may not have enough money to buy it, or you may feel like oh, if I don't have a full Bitcoin, that's not a lot of money. But like you can really see here that just having it in general is more important than not having it, when you look in terms of like the pricing and everything, right? Too, you can also see recent activity and things like that, right? So now I want to actually get into like more of tracking, and where this comes into play is going to be in the spending tab. So this month, June, I can see my total spent. And again, this is all in fiat, but seeing it priced in Bitcoin will kind of give me a different lens in terms of actually seeing like, oh, was that really the right purchase that I probably should have made? Me buying money on, I don't know, Alcohol. Like, is that something that I could have spent money on when I could have bought Bitcoin instead, where and then I would be able to buy this much more money potentially in the future. And as we've seen from like, the Bitcoin chart, when you zoom out, it's appreciated over time since its inception. So why wouldn't it, continue to do so over time as well, right? See my income price in Bitcoin, and I can also see how much I've stacked, right? And this is going to be the demo that I really feel like will kind of, really bring the masses to really understand the goal that I'm trying to achieve with this, right? When you become a saver in Bitcoin, you start to see your life become cheaper over time. What does that really mean? And let's actually see it priced here, right? So these are all transactions made in June of 2026, but I'm going to show you guys an example. Let's say I wanted to, I don't know, let's just say I bought $1,000 worth of something from Amazon. Let's just say clothes. And I have this tab over here, right? We can see the price of Bitcoin in 2022 is around $16,000, and this was in around November of 2022, right? Let's say I bought these clothes November 2022. Let's just say a random date right there, right? And I say it was discretionary, right? I just say it was discretionary. And it also like, allows you to put an icon with it as well, right? You can also put your income too, but let's just go through the example of just buying something. I'll save this transaction, and I'll have to like adjust the date for you guys to be able to see this. Let's adjust the date now to be able to see when this was. So this was in 2022. I think that was November. And I'm going to put it to today. So the clothes that I bought for $1,000 was worth 0.0602 Bitcoin, right? If I buy that same $1,000 worth of clothes today, what is that going to be worth? We can already see what the price is there, but let's just say it was discretionary again, and it was clothes. Okay, notice how the clothes that I bought in 2022, the same price in USD was $1,000, but you can see here again, 0.0602, 0.0602, and now it's 0.0168. You see how much of a difference that makes in terms of like how much money I've actually made. And then when people are looking at the price of Bitcoin and they say, "Oh, it's down to $59,000 from its all-time high," and we forget to zoom out and say, "Oh, wait, the money that I've been allocating towards Bitcoin, I've been able to actually buy more things, right? So now I have zero point zero 0.05 Bitcoin available to be able to still spend on something." And it's just this is kind of like visual clarity where people aren't able to see it right away. But if you use this app, you're going to be able to really harp in and see, oh, my finances are getting better. Was it worth actually buying those clothes then, or in this case, maybe we can say clothes are necessary or discretionary. But then again, that's up to the user to be able to like decide for themselves. And I think this is going to be an app that's going to allow people to really you know take more control of their finances, right? You can also put your income price in Bitcoin here too. So let's just say I made, and this is again where it's going to like really play in a factor of like people actually seeing like how much of money they should allocate towards Bitcoin from their um direct deposits or whatever the case may be. Let's say I made I don't know, $10,000 this month. Let's just say I work at Nike, for example. This was hard work. It's my salary. And I can see here that, the equivalent of $10,000 this month was 0.1679 Bitcoin. I can choose, again, obviously I have things like, rent, food, et cetera, to be able to order. But like, again, this is still a lot of money that people will neglect. They'll see that it's not one Bitcoin, but still seeing that it's 0.1679 is a lot. I don't know if that makes sense, but like you just have to be able to understand that like, even if I bought, because again, this $10,000 today, when Bitcoin gets back to 100, we can actually like look it up right now, right? So if we do 126,000, 1, 2, 3, uh, times, no, divided by, let's say, $10,000 in. Or is it? No, it's my bad. It's only going to be worth 0.079 Bitcoin then, when it's worth 1.679 today. This is the kind of, kind of thinking that I want people to be able to understand and, start visually seeing when it comes to, using Bitcoin. Um, yeah. Again, this app is going to be available on, web app and mobile. I hope this, kind of demo just kind of like showcases like how I'm kind of thinking in terms of like presenting this to people and them being able to take control of their finances more. I mentioned again, this is I'm saving it for later because I'm still working on it. But like, there's going to be a goal section too where you can, start to like visually see your goals as well too. There's also going to be a mobile app. I got my phone. There's a mobile app where you'll be able to like, see it on your mobile as well too. And you'll also be able to sync your Bitcoin wallet as well to see, the Bitcoin appreciate over time. There are apps like Rocket Money and like Mint that kind of show you like you'll have to manually enter in the crypto, but it's the price of Bitcoin changes over time. Like it's not really accurate. This app I want to be very accurate and very in sync with your Bitcoin wallet, your accounts that you may want to connect if need be, and um, any other assets or liabilities you want to be able to visually track and see price in Bitcoin, which is the best money that we've ever seen on this earth. Yeah, just wanted to do this quick demo just to show you guys what the progress is and hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're interested in getting a beta for this app, comment Bitcoin below this video and I will get in contact with you. And hope you guys have a great rest of the day.